name's Chris Hammond. I'm studying Music and Audio Tech here at BU, and my dissertation is the design and implementation of a mobile application for remote door operation. Currently, there are quite a few mobile applications to control doors in the market, but most of them, or in fact all of them, you have to be looking at the device to use it, so you'll be moving around graphical elements of the GUI. So I decided to try and create an application where you don't have to look at it. So it uses what I termed graphically independent gestures, such as swipe up or swipe down to execute commands from there. And that means you don't have to look at the application, you can keep focused on the door you're working on, and in the same way you don't have to look at a mouse to know what you're doing with it, you can just sort of swipe away and off it goes. For my literature review, I did a deep study into human-computer interaction and gestural interfaces, and what I found is that currently these sort of graphically independent gestures are really not used in doors at all at the moment, and all the HCI experts think they really should become more integrated. It gives the user a new way of interfacing with the system, and it's a lot more productive. It could save a lot of time and a lot of money in the end, so it really should become a lot more, a bigger part of the industry in the future. So my hypothesis in my dissertation was that graphically independent gestures could be used in a mobile application to be more successful and provide more benefits to users than graphically dependent gestures where you are moving elements of a GUI. To test this, I did some studies. So I did a questionnaire with some students from BU, some music tech students from BU, and so there was a questionnaire regarding the concept of gestural interfaces with door software. There was feedback given on the app that I developed myself, and there was also timed tasks. The outcome of this testing was that 100% of all of the test participants said that they thought, or they agreed with the HCI experts, that graphically independent gestures, such as the swipe up and swipe down to execute commands, should be closely integrated within doors in the future. To develop my application, I originally did it as a web application, so using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, all that sort of jazz. And after that, I deployed it to an Android platform using Cordova. I didn't really use any other softwares other than that, and I didn't develop any hardwares, but I did use Android devices to test it on. So there's 3 stages to my testing. The first was to take student participants from the Music and Audio Tech courses here at BU and ask them questions regarding their opinions and feelings about using gestures to interface with door software. The second section of the testing was timed tasks, where I asked students to perform certain door commands like add an audio track or add an effects track with my application and compared it with the times that it took them to do it without the application. And the third stage of testing was feedback on the app that I developed myself. The results of this testing showed that all of the participants had a wealth of experience with gestures in their everyday lives, especially with things like smartphones and tablets being everywhere now. In regards to my developed application, there was very good feedback. Half of the participants said that they would use it at least occasionally, and the other half said they would either use it regularly or every time they used a door. And the time tasks showed there was a massive increase in productivity. The time cut down for all of the tasks over the whole study was reduced by 82% overall, so it provided massive benefits to the users. So the outcome of my project was the application that I developed, which is a nice little application which really does save users time by just incorporating graphically independent gestures to operate door software. It needs further work to be more commercially available. At the moment it's more just a concept, but that could easily be pushed forward. I'd say my favourite bit of this project, along with the most frustrating bit of this project, was really getting to know how to software program and getting my head around JavaScript and HTML and all the different versions of coding and really getting into that sort of world. It's quite frustrating, as I mentioned, but once you get there it's really rewarding, and it's something that I'd like to do further in my career now, and I didn't think that that'd be, and when I started this course I didn't think it would be something that I wanted to do. So I'd say that's definitely my favourite bit of the project.